Hey guys, I'm Syanna. Welcome back to another episode of The Witcher 3: The Wild Hunt. Where we last left off was that, apparently we didn't finish the main quest yet, or the main story, that is. Well, we did finish some main quests, of course. In the last episode, we did finish up the fight against, Detlef, so we finally beat Detlef. I don't know how long the video is, because I haven't really actually edited the video just out yet. I'm supposed to probably release it on the day of this recording. But yes, otherwise, yeah, we just finished off dealing with Detlef. Detlef was sadly killed by Regis, which we allowed that to happen due to choosing, I guess. Choice of what we did, basically. On top of that, Regis was kind enough to lead us with a clue on where to go next. In which this case, we're now going to have the option to finally talk to Syanna again, to see if she's the one who's kind of proposing more plans. Like, she probably might be, like, having many brains to her brain cells, trying to lead us on further with the fact that, that she's not done with her plans or something. Or maybe somebody else is dealing with trying to kill the important people of Toussaint of some sort, or be Claire. So that's pretty much where we're at with this game, I think, for this part of the remainder of it. So we're gonna go and talk to Syanna. Excuse any laggings if there's any. Just booted up this game and booted up everything for the recording just like now, like not long ago, so. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, I would say that there's not much left. I think we just need to pretty much talk to as much people as we can, I guess. Or talk to as much people as we can to gather the clues, to hopefully end this DLC's main story stuff to the best of our ability. Again, no clue if I'm gonna rewind and play the old stuff. I might keep the series at an end based on my choices here, but that's still up for questioning at the moment for me in general. Because I do want to see what happens if I helped Oriana with, like, would that mean that I won't have to fight Detlef, and we would have Detlef and Regis as a way to help figure out the true crime behind it all, maybe?
Halt!
Need to see Syanna, urgently.
In the matter of?
Halt! In the name of the law! I'm just kidding. I'm thinking about Skyrim, or not Skyrim. I was thinking about Elder Scrolls in general. She's suspected of planning a Duchess assassination. Oh wow, I'm wondering if this might prevent me from actually going in, like if I chose one of the wrong choices.
Need to interrogate her. New facts have come to light. Need them explained. Seems she was planning your Duchess's assassination.
Ah, fine then. You're that witcher who solved the murders, no?
Yeah, I am.
Then you've my permission, but only for a few minutes.
Okay.
Promise to be brief.
I'm guessing he might have still allowed me even if I chose the other way around, I guess. But we'll see. Okay. I'm glad the guard
will speak with the inmate. You can take a momentary break.
As long as it's truly but a moment. Highly irregular, this.
Come on, dude. I'm trying to not let people die again, so.
Have you come to see how I fare? I'm fine, thank you. Artorius' ribbon worked wonders. It's a shame they took it from me.
I know who the fifth victim was supposed to be.
Goodness, you're simply a compulsive snoop. I'm in prison. Detlef is dead. Could you not just drop it?
Syanna,
No.
stop pretending you couldn't care less. I know it's an act, and it's really starting to wear.
Yeah, it's starting to run thin on me. As a player, that is.
Why do you want to kill her?
For such an accomplished investigator to ask about the obvious? Come now, Geralt. Why do you think?
You want the throne?
Because she turned her back on you, then banished all memory of you?
Bravo, Geralt. Yet another riddle solved, and your sick curiosity sated.
But it shouldn't be, though.
Well, what now? Off to share your discovery with Anna Henrietta? No, she's no longer in danger, true. But she very well might add a little something to your reward.
No.
Definitely gonna tell her. Not necessarily for the coin, though.
Then why do it at all?
She ought to know. If only 'cause you'll probably try to kill her again if she ever lets you out.
Yep.
I probably will.
But what... Interesting. I can just end the conversation here. Or I could just pretend like I... Or just be a little sarcastic to kind of lure her into a sense of, like... I don't know. It's not luring her anywhere. I think that if I throw sarcasm at her, she'll throw sarcasm at us back, which she just literally started out with. This is like an eye for an eye decision of a choice to talk. I think it's the... I think asking for forgiveness might be a thing I might be curious about pursuing right now.
Perhaps, just for a second, you could stop dwelling on all the wrongs folk had done you and forgive her.
Yeah, like I'm thinking...
Why should I?
For old time's sake. You loved each other once.
Please. I don't know who fed you that rubbish, but...
Read your governess's diary. You played together, were inseparable. Henriette'd get you into trouble sometimes, sure. But there were also times she stood up for you. When you had nightmares, only she could calm you. Time eats away at memories, distorts them. Sometimes we only remember the good. Sometimes only the bad.
Oh, she wants to beat on the window.
If she loved me so, why did she wash her hands off me? Forget me?
She didn't. She was technically a child at that point. But at the same time, I feel like talking to her would probably kind of ease out Syanna's like motivations of trying to end her sister's life, even though she herself didn't want her to die. Like this is the reason why you're not dead, Syanna. Like you're not immediately put on trial, immediately set in execution right now, because Ariana said no, don't do it, and yet she doesn't see that. Instead, she sees it's a sister who literally betrayed me by forgetting about me. Like that makes zero sense. And not only that, she tried to find her in some capacity, I bet, but she just failed because nobody wanted to do it for her, because they think that Anna is being too childish or being too ignorant or naive to believe that Syanna would be worth the search, in the sense. And that's the problem between this kingdom and the two sisters. I think it's more like the kingdom's just the barrier of their relationship. I think like just the kingdom, the whole government of itself in Beauclair has caused these two to sort of become way too out of each other's like worlds. And I think that's the sad part of this story. It's just that it's kind of like the Romeo and Juliet, but with a kingdom involved, and with the fact that they're not lovers, they're just sisters who's trying to understand each other in a different perspective through time of past histories. Anyways.
Syanna, you were exiled when she was how old? 12? 13? She was a child. What was she supposed to do? Rebel? Organize a coup? Steal your father's seal and forge a pardon? She was powerless. Wiped you from her memory not because she didn't care, but because your departure was traumatic for her. She forgot because that was the only way she could handle the pain.
Ugh. You really want a happy ending, don't you? With all of us living happily ever after.
I get it.
Witcher, or they'll give your medal to another. And that would be a shame.
Farewell, Syanna.
I don't think so, but... But I hope to reach out to Syanna to try to convince her to stop being overly ambitious of trying to kill Anna as a way to meet her real goals of
Commander de la Tour would like to see you. Shall we go at once?
Sure. Sure, yeah.
Let's go. Want to see him too.
I'm guessing the person who's looking for me is the captain we're supposed to get to eventually anyways. The guy who rebelled against us pretty much at the start of this DLC.
Damien.
Geralt, it's about time.
Oh, he has a new scar
Ready
now.
for the ceremony.
This guy has a new scar.
Your face doesn't look good. Though it looked even worse last I saw you.
Yeah.
I apply a balm of arnica. Yeah, I hardly feel it anymore.
That's good to hear. Should I tell the truth? Well, yeah, I did tell Syanna that I was going to alert Anna about the fact that she's the 5th victim, so...
Got some important information. Anna Henrietta was supposed to be Detloff and Syanna's 5th victim.
You are certain of this?
Gotta know.
Completely. Found proof.
Inconceivable. How could she? The murders, the mayhem she brought down on the city, were they not enough? She sought to strike down her own sister, her liege. Traitor.
But...
I must alert my men. Enlarge the Duchess's honor guard. Make certain Sylvia Anna is closely watched during the questioning. I'll see to it personally. I thank you, Witcher, for alerting me, and I appreciate your attentiveness.
Well, it's
Very
thanks to
well.
Regis, though.
Let us get things underway. Don your ceremonial attire. Then you'll come with me. Her Grace awaits.
Thank God, because, yeah, I just totally forgot about my attire as soon as I walked up to Damien. I was just like, wait, I didn't change my clothes to the attire I need to be in. Because I needed to change it just in case if I end up being caught up with a fight. Which I kind of did, but it was a fist fight rather than...
In the Guild's name, I beg your assistance, your enlightened highness. Without barrels, production will come to a stop, and it will be the end of us.
Who is this?
You lost them all in the fire. These are horrible tidings. Oh, we are most dreadfully saddened.
Yes, your enlightened highness all. Once the beasts had clawed their way into the warehouse, the whole place went up in flames.
I shall dispatch a palace guardsman to examine the site of the blaze. If things are, as you say, fitting compensation shall be paid from the ducal treasury.
Thank you, your enlightened highness.
Give me a pause there. There we go. Yeah, because apparently...
Your Grace, Geralt of Rivia has arrived.
Because Georgia popped
My
up...
dear subjects, we come now to our next point of business. Of all the duties which fall upon my shoulders, as the ruler of this dominion, this duty is dearest to my heart. For now, we shall award the Order of Vitis Vinifera, Tucson's highest honor.
I'm sorry, but I need to not...
Geralt of Rivia, Slayer of the Beast of Beauclair, step forth.
I'm so not wanting this at all.
We bestow the distinction upon the Witcher, who saved Beauclair from the terrible beast.
Not really.
Such is our desire. May this symbol serve as a reminder to all that the Witcher shall forever remain a friend of Beauclair.
Don't drink it! Don't drink it! That might have been poisoned.
In more familiar terms now, I thank you immensely, Geralt. Damien has your reward for you. After all, it was but a contract.
Thank you.
I'm sorry if I screamed in the
I
mic
have a
for too
small
loud.
surprise for you, in addition. I give you more than a dozen barrels of Son Real, a wine normally reserved for the ducal table.
I know of it.
The gustatory experience of a lifetime awaits. Are you content?
You know what's funny is that I was scared that she might have gotten a poison through the drink. That's why I was like, don't drink, no. Because I wasn't certain of anything. Like, I'm highly suspicious at the moment because I don't know. But I need to tell her the truth, though, because the truth hurts, but at the same time, I don't want Syanna to die for it. Or Anna.
I am, and truly grateful, Your Grace. Sadly, I'm afraid I have to sour the mood. It's Syanna. She plotted to have you killed, Duchess. Planned to use Detloff. You were to be the beast's 5th victim.
But it still could happen still.
This cannot be true. You're mistaken. You must be.
I have proof.
That's the key word. I have proof. But this might end up having Syanna get killed, I think. Yeah, Anna doesn't know what to think
I
right
do
now.
not believe it.
Alright, well, that's your choice. I'm not gonna decide that for you. I'm only informing you. Is what I said, I think. I said
In
to...
a moment I shall speak to Syanna. Will you assist me?
Yes.
You returned my sister to me, yet what you tell me now I find devastating. I've come to doubt that I can judge her fairly. I'd far prefer to learn you're mistaken, Geralt.
I'm not. In fact, I'd recommend you be particularly careful around her.
You exaggerate, Witcher. She is my sister. I know well how to speak to her.
If my presence will help in any manner, of course I'll stay.
Yes. I wanna...
We shall now question a person implicated in the murders which recently ravaged our fair city of Beauclair. Captain de la Tour, show Sylvia Anna in.
I again do not want Syanna to die. I want to end it peacefully between the two, actually. It's not the fact that I want a happy ending, it's the fact that I want these two characters to resolve their issues so that these issues stop being constant. Because it seems kind of constant and it's really wild and dangerous between both people when it shouldn't be. The note did say 2 days after the celebration of our...
The Witcher will take part in our talk.
Yeah, we know.
The Duchess requested I be present.
You have committed crimes. Grave crimes. Yet you are my sister, and my heart does not allow me to treat you as a common criminal.
Which is fine.
Nor does it let me believe you sought my demise. My heart yearns to know you were swayed by the monster Dettlaff. You yourself would never stoop so low. Thus I have asked Geralt to advise me, as one impartial. I shall now hear what he has to say.
Wait, me? Oh, I see. Okay, I'm saying she...
Bitterness consumes Syanna. She had cause to resent many of the court of Beauclair. I know her reasons, understand them even. But I can't condone the actions she chose to take.
What is he talking about, Syanna?
You know exactly what. I was forcibly exiled, remember? To your benefit. You knew well the throne would then be yours, though I was the elder. The ministers I can understand. They'd hated me since I was a child, thought me a poor prospect for the wife of a duke. I even understand our parents. I'd always sensed the problem. They simply feared me, for I dared to be free. That fabricated curse, it fell into their laps. A gift from above that brought relief. But you... Your dagger hurt most. You were my Henrietta, dammit. My darling little sister. Now do you understand, Witcher? She betrayed me.
Well, I did talk to her before this meeting, so I don't know why she's bringing that problem up.
Claim to understand them all? Why'd you come back for revenge? Have them all cut down then?
They deserved my vengeance. They detested me, all of them, as long as I can remember. But Henrietta understood me. Once. She was all I could cling to. Her betrayal hurt the most.
I don't think she was betraying her still. I don't know. And I feel like a little bit of inconsistency with the characters' dialogues a little bit. I'm not saying it's a bad dialogue. It's just... We talked to Syanna, but then she kind of gave out her feelings in a weirdly different way than she portrayed it with me and her. So I feel like... Or me and her alone, privately earlier in this episode. So I'm kind of feeling like it's a little bit inconsistent because she doesn't show that same emotion of really understanding what I'm trying to get her to do, which is understanding forgiveness between the two sisters.
You were children then. You and your sister both had no control over what happened.
You're wrong, Witcher. She had control. Remember, dear sister, the day they banished me from the palace? Of course, I'd had the idea to pelt the Nilfgaardian envoy with fish bladders, which we filled with rancid suet on a lark. And which you set afire at the last, to impress me, I imagine. And I admit, you did. Hit him right in his hideous bald patch. Never laughed so hard in my life. But when it came time to find the culprit, you said not a word. I took all the blame and all the punishment.
Yeah, this is like more of a...
It's true. I did not stand up for you. I was too afraid.
The council was unanimous. They listed all my offenses. My flights from the palace, supposed acts of cruelty, inappropriate friendships. They cast me out, but you, the only one to understand me, you cowered in a corner, lifted not a finger to help. Not before, not after. You never tried to find me.
Really?
That's not true. I searched for you. Sent out knights, gathered tidings from without. You did not wish to be found.
That's also true, I think. Syanna did disappear into the bandit
Since the day
camp.
you vanished, I have lived with the knowledge that I failed you. I'm sorry, dear sister.
Don't get too close.
Can you forgive me?
Careful. She might have a weapon on her. There we go. Tickling her. But she's gonna kill you if you're not careful, Anna. I feel like Syanna wants to pull a knife and stab Anna right there, but like I just hope they don't end up in a painful ending here. But then again, I know Anna wants to forgive her, and she wants to forgive her. Syanna wants to forgive Anna. Honestly, this kingdom should share between the two. I don't know why Syanna is so desperate to end people when ending people's lives means there's no room for growing in Syanna's part, and there's no room for growing for Anna herself because she's not understanding of the emotions or the problems that Syanna had.
All in all, best part of the whole ceremony, it was short.
Okay. Oh, we're talking
Perhaps
to Regis?
for you, as
yeah.
you ducked out early. The others are probably just getting started. The drunkenness never ends in this quaint realm.
Of course.
Not so fond of Toussaint after all, are we?
Oh, this place is like a strong wine, Geralt. Good in small sips.
I still worry about Anna because they said 2 days after the
How
celebration.
do you find my personal brew? Not too strong.
Just right.
Credit the local mandrake of the Alrauna diavolis variety for that. The tubers which grow in this area's volcanic soil have an altogether unique flavour profile and display a remarkably uncommon dark brown tint.
Fascinating. All I can say is this batch turned out excellent.
Indeed. It might be wise to stockpile some roots for the future. Would you care to accompany me?
I don't know if the second option is actually a thing that would stop me from doing this, but I think I might do it, particularly because I want to see what last minute stuff we're going to be doing. But at the same time, I did remember the note saying 2 days after the celebration of us getting the medal, Anna will get assassinated. So my assumption is that she's going to die anyways. Anna's going to end up dying anyways, no matter what my choices are, I think. And Syanna will become the queen in place of Anna. Only that because we made it much more smoother for Syanna to take over the thing. I feel like. Unless that note is not to go to anyone in general, like it's only to go to Detlef. And at the same time, I think if we did end up sparing Detlef, we probably would have gotten clues to that more directly, like getting the last note from the homeless more directly, instead of using Regis as a way to kind of tell us that information. And then Detlef and Regis would like come along with us to kind of like convince Syanna to stop doing the things she's doing. And have Detlef actually talk to her for once, but I don't know. I'm really thinking like what would happen in the other pathway. Like what would happen if I chose to use Oriana as the way to convince Detlef to stop sending his vampires to this town, and then what would the relationship between Detlef and Syanna would have been, you know? Like, I'm kind of curious what would have happened there. Let's go, I guess.
If you think it's a good idea, let's go. But I think you might be forgetting one thing. Fresh mandrake root of this variety is highly toxic, even to a witcher.
Ah, not a problem. I never forget matters of safety and hygiene in alchemy. Here, gloves and a mask. Don
come
them,
on.
and you shall be in no danger.
Thanks. Right then, let's go.
Alright, well, we have a particular quest going on here, which is surprising that I didn't realize the last quest is with Regis. Are we... Oh, no. I wanted to get to the equipment to equip those quest items. Technically, they're quest items. Damn it, I keep thinking that the right bumpers and left bumpers is to switch the menus, I thought. Where the hell's the mask? There we go. Mask for picking mandrakes. There we go. Needed to equip
This
that.
moonlight makes me, oh, so dreamy.
Penny for your thoughts. Let me guess. Succubus twins?
No, I was thinking about, oh, how anything can look interesting when properly lit.
Even an old necrophage corpse?
You've not an ounce of refinement in you, have you?
Alright, give me a second. I did see... Oh, no, we didn't level up. I thought we leveled up for some reason. Yeah, we're about to level up. We have 5 XP left to level up, which is hilarious. So ridiculous that there's only 5 experience points left. Is this it? Oh no, we just searched the area ourselves. Okay. I thought we had to wait for Regis to help us a little bit here. But I'm kind of curious what this quest is going to be ultimately what is this quest for? Like, is it to tell us the truth of something, or to kind of lead us to an actual like ending of the game, or of the DLC, I mean. Why do I feel like this quest is going to end up being a sad quest for me? Like, it's not like I don't want to do any of these quests. It's just I'm scared that this will lead me to like some kind of like results to the world ending kind of thing. Because I was expecting this quest to end where, or I was expecting the whole DLC to end where I was going back home to our like mansion or our vineyard, and then like legitimately.
Now, where'd that bloodsucker go? Won't be easy to track down. He's a vampire after all.
The way you said that.
Damn it, where'd you go?
Okay, well we can follow his tracks, but it's funny how I say
Regis!
that. Let me go and change my my gloves back into my hands because reasons. Oh wait, let me see. Is it this way? No, I wanted to unequip that. The mask. I thought I could unequip it through the, what's it call it?
Damn it, where'd you go?
Quinn, there we go. Oh no, not Yurden, damn it. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's follow Regis. I feel like Regis... Why do I feel like Regis is getting attacked? Oh, jeez. Oh! What? Oh, I see. That's Regis. Ow! What the heck was that? What did
the Bruck say? They called you a traitor.
Alas, we've a very simple code of honor, we vampires. So simple you might call it trivial. Either one is with us, unconditionally, regardless of the circumstances, or...
Won't let it go, will they?
No. Because of Detlef's death.
Fortunately, we've another rule. An unwritten one, and just as trivial as the first. It is neatly summarized in the saying, out of sight, out of mind. That is why I must leave Toussaint. For a vastly long time, most like.
Oh.
Yeah, I get it.
Let us make for my camp. I've an overwhelming desire to have another drink.
I see, so that's why he's leaving, because those vampires are still going to constantly keep hammering against him for what he did to Regis. Detlef.
Bouquet. Firm, defined beginning, then develops gently, rising to a startling finish. Don't you think?
Not much of a connoisseur.
Then it is high time you started your education.
Thanks.
After all, the Corvo Bianco vineyard is now yours. By the way, I left a gift for you in your new home. On the nightstand.
Thanks. Mind telling me what it is?
A trifle. That will nonetheless be useful should you need mutagens. Incidentally, have you thought about what you'll do with your prize? Shall you hang your swords over the mantle and take to pruning vines?
Pretty much.
Know what? Think I just might. Come on now, don't laugh. Maybe not today or tomorrow. But one day I'll want to see what it's like. To just wake up every day in my own bed.
Oh, stop, please. Sounds so sentimental, my fangs have begun to hurt. Then what? Will you begin writing your memoirs like Dandelion?
Hell no.
I can remember a night, not too far from here if I'm not mistaken. We hid in a cave while a blizzard raged all about. Does that sound at all familiar?
How could it not? We just set off to rescue Ciri from Vilgefortz.
Oh, our encounter with Vilgefortz. That is something I do not remember so fondly. But that first stay in Beauclair, far calmer than this one.
Seemed like a land straight out of a fairy tale back then. Its sole problem, cellars too small to accommodate all that wine.
Appearances, Geralt. Appearances, like Mamoons and Dopplers, deceive. So what did become of Vilgefortz?
I forget who Vilgefortz was.
Killed him. Sure wasn't easy, though.
I forgot who Vilgefortz was. I remember the name, I just don't remember what we did with him, though.
What about you? Any idea where you'll go?
Distance is of the essence. I thought I might venture south.
More south?
Nilfgaard?
Oh?
Why ever not? The Nilfgaardians are a modern society. None there believe in vampires anymore. This fact alone could be very useful to one wishing to remain incognito.
Interesting point of view.
I'm kind of curious if... Oh man, if they made... If CDPR chose to make a third... Or not a third, sorry, Witcher 3 game. This is a Witcher game already. It's the third one in general. No, if they chose to make a fourth Witcher, which is not going to be like Geralt related, or it's related into the world of Geralt's like lives, I'm thinking it would be probably Lambert and Kira, and then potentially have Regis in it, which would be very interesting to see. I would be very surprised if it would be that kind of three combinations of people in that one storyline. But the problem would be, like, what is the main big goal if Witcher was to come back, you know, like, for a big way? Because then there needs to be a goal, and then we would explore the city of Nilfgaard or something like that in that meantime. But I highly doubt it. Highly doubt it's going to be something big if they chose to do something with it. I don't know. It's a really interesting thing to see that Regis is taking his chances at Nilfgaard just to kind of get away from the Vampire Society in Toussaint. So it's really surprising, though.
I so don't feel like going anywhere.
Oh, this is the end of the game. Okay.
Sit here a
the
while
DLC,
longer.
I mean.
So we shall, my friend. We have witnessed, and in fact on several occasions incited, many great and weighty events. After all that toil, I believe we deserve a bit of a rest.
That we do.
Oh, come on. Giving that like cheesy look on our face. Oh, this is the frickin' credits. Alright. I'm probably gonna use this credits for the time to talk about my thoughts and feelings of Blood and Wine, I guess. Primarily Blood and Wine. And then I'll probably spend a single episode. There's probably going to be one more episode after this one to kind of mark the finale of this game in general for me as a series. But I'm surprised. I didn't realize I was finishing this game already, or finishing this DLC already at this point. I thought there would be one more episode for some reason in my mind. But I think it's because of all the conversations of me with Syanna and Anna. It made sense that they would have ended there anyways. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Well, actually, I'm trying to think how should I put this together, because I don't think it's thank you for watching yet, because I'm not ending the episode until this credit rolls through. But yeah, this has been a very interesting DLC. I hadn't believed that Blood and Wine was gonna be as big as I thought it would have been. I heard it was one of the bigger DLC expansions that was the big ones between Heart of Stone and Blood and Wine. I really enjoyed Blood and Wine because it not only does it take us to Toussaint, Beauclair, whichever you'd like to name it. I think that they did a very good job. Like environmental design or environmental artists did a very good job making Toussaint look beautiful. It definitely looks like a dream of somebody who would want to live there or live in that kind of like world, minus the monsters, of course, and the vampires. But like the idea of like the whole environment itself really just makes people want to live there. And I think that this DLC did very well, it did justice in terms of making Toussaint look very beautiful and crazy cool. The story itself, I think, for Blood and Wine DLC has really I actually didn't expect the way it took the whole pathway of the storyline, because I was expecting, I don't know, I didn't want to believe in the idea that things could be affected so negatively. Like I didn't want to believe that Syanna would have wanted to kill Anna in the end. But I'm glad that we talked Syanna out of killing Anna, I think, or at least talk to Syanna in general, to kind of get her side of the story, and then convince Syanna to express that frustration to Anna in person, versus having to ignore it and then have Syanna pull some kind of crazy stunt to get Syanna herself killed for no reason, or get Anna killed, or get both sisters killed in general, which would have been a very sad story to see. But I think it really is told by what choices we make, I feel like, in the story. And there's no real proof or real truth to how things would have turned out, unless I played the other pathway, or unless I saw all the ending, I guess. I'm pretty sure somebody out there probably went through all 4 endings, to kind of see the full true ending of the stuff. And I mean, it applies similarly to the main game, I bet. But I think this DLC really did itself very well, and I think that it's done a lot to add a lot to the world, the story, add more to Geralt's storyline and stuff. And kind of put a closing book to Geralt's storyline, because I know this is the last game that CDPR is going to ever make for Geralt, because they don't think I don't think that if anything, I don't think there was any way to ever bring Geralt back to the world again. Once Vesemir died, it really was the closing book to Geralt's kind of storyline, in a sense. It's brought Geralt to kind of think about his real future and calm down, or find a way to calm himself down from this madness of the whole world itself. Because Lambert exists, and what was it called? There's the one guy with the black hair, I forgot his name already. The third Witcher of Kaer Morhen. Those are the 2 Witchers left that are primarily still hunting and everything, and including Geralt as well. And then of course Ciri being the other Witcher, but it's also starting to look like the Witchers are dying out slowly, and it's noticeable because of the fact that it's seen or said in the end of the main game, I think, that or maybe not, it might have been through a wiki that I read, that Ciri continues on to become a Witcher herself, and everybody else started slowly going away, and there wasn't more production of making Witchers out of those castles and such. While everything else is still moving, the world itself, or the characters themselves, start evolving and trying to adapt to whatever world that they're in. And it looks like this DLC would have, this DLC really did kind of show that, in a sense, that this world is evolving. We solve the problems, but at the same time, it still moves while we still kind of start to slowly settle down and slowly start to fade away, in a sense. It kind of gave that sense of feeling for Geralt throughout this whole DLC itself. especially with some of the side quests as well. A lot of the other side stuff was pretty interesting still too as well. Like some of the side quests were pretty interesting. I think the most tedious one was like the whole like Knights for Hire side quest. That was a weird one, to be honest. But I'm glad I did that. I think that would have probably not influenced anything in general. I felt like there could have been some interesting stuff with the Hans Castle though, because you put so much effort into it just to do Knights for Hire, but I'm just like, I feel like there's probably would have been an extra side quest of some sort to kind of tie those Hans base castle stuff together somehow, but I guess they didn't choose to do that entirely, which is kind of weird to me, but I think that's how it's gonna have to be for that particular thing. And then of course picking up the magical sword from the water, it was really interesting. Having to get our own vineyard is also really interesting, and then having to upgrade the vineyard itself was really, like, I expected that at the very least to be in the game, and I'm glad they met that expectation. The CDPR just added that mechanic of like paying money or crowns to upgrade your house or upgrade your farming fields or your inside of the interiors of the vineyard's house or the house itself. It was really nice and a good touch for how to make this DLC much more magical for me, I think, as a game that I was expecting like very little about. Like I had very low expectations to be surprised or seeing any super new things, but there was a bunch of new things, including like the extra mutagen tree and the what was it? Yeah, the vineyard stuff, extra story bits and pieces that I like got onto and kind of completed at the same time. So I'm glad that they took this path and made Blood and Wine DLC as an expansion for the game, and it didn't reuse some of the older areas. It just added a whole new world in general of Toussaint to the whole game itself, and I really enjoyed that a lot. But yeah, otherwise, I think that the Blood and Wine DLC is definitely worth the purchase. Better yet, if anybody ever finds themselves stuck between a rock of buying the main game only or just getting the Game of the Year edition, I'd suggest the Game of the Year edition, because it's definitely up there in terms of like one of the highest quality games that I really enjoyed playing. I know some people might not enjoy the combat as much because there wasn't, they don't see a lot of the uniqueness in the system itself, which is fine. I mean, everyone has their own taste or their own preferences in terms of combat in a game. But for me, I think this is at least legitimate enough to actually be enjoyable, because I think that not only the combat is important, the narrative is just as important in this game as it is for the DLC and the main game. And I think that the narrative rings better, the choicing of dialogues and stuff like that rings better than the combat itself, because there's so many things that you have to think about, because this world has a lot of politics, it has a lot of like crazy things that is happening in its own world, and that you getting dropped right into it, which I haven't played the first two. Getting dropped into it automatically really felt, I guess, motivating partly, and also overwhelming at the same time. Overwhelming in a good way, not a bad way. But that's why I think that this whole game in general is, with the DLCs, is a definite must-play for anybody who has the time and the patience and the attention to give it. And I think that's definitely important for this game in general, and I think that it definitely defines a type of game of RPG, like a type of RPG games that matters the most. I'm pretty sure, you know, like there's Mass Effect and Mass Effect, Dragon Age Origins, like franchises. What other ones? Fallout, Skyrim. Like there's all these other ones as well, and they felt more like, well, for the Bethesda ones are more sandboxy, while Dragon Age and like any BioWare RPGs are quite similar to Witcher 3. But at the same time, the reason why I think they did it well for Witcher is because they didn't treat their audiences like in a way more mature. Like it felt like most of the content that they were doing were more mature than it is to comparison of Dragon Age and Mass Effect. Not saying that, you know, Mass Effect and Dragon Age weren't using mature content or mature topics to kind of delve into it. It's just that there's not too much of it in a sense. Like I don't think there's too much in between to each other. Like death wasn't treated as a way to to progress the story or propel me to keep going with the game. I think it felt like the choices there matter the most, but this one felt more detrimental because you kind of get enough of it and it's placed well enough, like in a proper order for the game itself. And I couldn't read it because I was busy still talking. Aww. I'm guessing the employee passed away. I don't know too much about it, but that's pretty sad. I'll probably ask him.
Actually, I'd love to go home.
Be it ever so humble. What? Go home? Excuse me, game. So I'm guessing Regis is no longer here anymore, so he's no longer part of this map. I think Regis might have not stayed either ways. I feel like he would have moved on either ways, because I think that even if I chose to have him kill Detlef, I think Regis wouldn't want to stick around for the world, because he might have said, I want to move forward and just kind of leave this place due to how crazy it was, or something like that. Still 5 XP. I didn't really kill the Bruxa myself, so I don't think that XP really mattered to me as much, or the XP didn't really actually show up for that reason. Like, I didn't get any of the XP because I didn't really do too much damage to the Bruxa, or I didn't do the final blow on the Bruxa, so... Alright, I'm gonna end the episode very here soon. There's gonna be definitely one more episode. I'm gonna probably continue my conversation there, maybe, in the next episode, because I want to... I want to add some few more things, or maybe have myself gather some thoughts for the next episode, and then really kind of hammer in what I want to say at the end here, I would say. Okay, so he's going home. Alright, let me go and save. So in the next episode... Oh, God. Okay, there we go. Save on its own. Alright, in the next episode, we'll go and end the... I'm thinking Since we don't think... I don't think there's going to be anything better than this. I feel like this is the best I can do. I don't think we're going to be able to save Detlef still, I feel like. Because I think Detlef might be killed by his own kind if I chose to do Oriana. Or Syanna would have... Like, I think it will still result in the same idea. Like, some of them branch forward to different places, but I feel like there's only 2 endings ultimately at the end of this. 2 or 4 endings, but I don't think I'm gonna have the capacity to think about what the alternative paths are. I probably might just go off and watch videos of the endings for myself or something like that. But otherwise, that's pretty much it for me this episode. Gonna end it here for now. Next episode we'll go home, do our thing, see what the hell that results into. On top of that, I'm going to go off into a quest. There is one more quest I want to do, and that's the contract, because I'm way over level for it. So, might as well try to do that quest in general. I'm just going to close out the series with this contract quest. I found out that there is 1 or 2 more Vintner quests, or God damn it, the name is terrible. Vintner contracts that we still need to do. And then, of course, I want to still collect the last Skellige deck, but the card is out there somewhere, which... My assumption is we might have to battle Ariana, or Anna, and hopefully Syanna. I'm kind of curious if that's going to be the people we can battle against with the Gwent card battle, which I want to battle the Gwent card stuff. I really do. Yeah, otherwise, that's pretty much it for me in this episode for now. Again, we'll talk more about what I think in the Blood and Wine DLC, and also probably close out the series in general, because the next episode will be the last one for sure, because I think that that's the best I can do for now. Otherwise, that's pretty much it for this video, and yeah, that's pretty much that. So, Roz, out.